Hi, this is Vijay from Dynatech in Bangalore. Today we are going to see how to go about bonding strain gauges to carbon fiber materials. Carbon fiber materials usually have a fairly rough edge, and this rough edge is not suitable for gauge bonding. Unfortunately, abrading the surface is sometimes not permitted because the fibers inside can get damaged. So we need to fill these undulations before we can bond strain gauges, for which we use the M-Bond AE10 adhesive. This adhesive forms a strong filler for the pores, and the adhesive, after it's cured, will look like this. Now the filled adhesive can be abraded down to the surface on which we want to bond the gauge, and we keep abrading till the surface of the layer of AE10 becomes the same as the surface of the carbon fiber beam. Once the abrasion is done, then we need to clean this entire area, and we start with using the CSM3 degreaser. Once the degreasing is completed, we then abrade the surface with M-Prep conditioner. This conditioner helps to remove any contaminants on the surface, and finally we scrub the surface with neutralizer to remove the acidity from the conditioning solution. Each time we scrub and clean, we use the GSP-1 gauze sponges to wipe the surface clean. It's absorbent and ensures that the surface comes out very clean. Now the gauge is laid on a glass plate, and over that there is a layer of this PCT-2M tape applied to pick up the tape from the glass plate and transfer it to the beam on which the gauge is to be finally bonded. Now once that is done, we expose the underside of the gauge by lifting the tape and folding it back on itself. Then we first apply a very small quantity of catalyst C, which helps to the underside of the gauge, and then we put a drop of M-Bond 200 adhesive, then lay the tape over onto the surface and press down with a gauze sponge to wipe away all excessive adhesive from under the strain gauge. Then thumb pressure is applied on the gauge for about 1 minute, and then we wait for another minute for the adhesive to set fully. Then we can remove the tape by pulling it back on itself, and that allows the gauge to get finally bonded to the beam. Now we have to attach the lead wires to it, and the lead wire that we use is the 326-DFE wire, which is a 3-core wire, and that is first stripped. Then the stripped wires are tinned and positioned on the tabs of the strain gauge. Then we tin the tabs of the strain gauge as well as the wires by using this 361A-20R solder. This has the lowest melting point that we have for solders and helps to solder the tabs and the lead wires without damaging the strain gauge. It also contains flux inside, so additional flux is usually not necessary for soldering. To protect the sensitive part of the grid from solder drops, we use a PDT-2 tape, and this tape is laid over the strain gauge to cover most of it and leave only the solder tabs exposed to which solder is applied. The lead wire that is prepared and tinned is then positioned on the tabs of the strain gauge, and then solder is applied. The wire is held down again by the PDT-2 tape that we used earlier. Once the soldering is completed, the PDT-2 tape is removed from the strain gauge and the lead wires by using M-line rosin solvent, and this releases the tape from the strain gauge as well as from the lead wires quite easily. It also removes any residual flux from the joints, solder joints, and the cleaning with rosin solvent is done at least 2 times to ensure that all traces of flux are completely removed. We then make a small strain relief loop in the wire and anchor it down to the part using Fa-2 aluminum tape. This tape has a strong mastic and holds down the lead wire quite firmly to the structure on which the gauge is bonded, in this case the carbon fiber, and any movement of the lead wire does not disturb the solder connections that we have made. The anchoring is done, completed, and after that a thin layer of protective coating is applied onto the gauge. The coating that we apply here is M-Coat A, which is a polyurethane liquid and dries in about 10 minutes. It is just brushed onto the surface of the strain gauge, and once it is dry, it can be used, the gauge can be used immediately. So the final installation of the strain gauge can be seen over here. That completes an installation on carbon fiber.